Welcome, everyone. My name is Rosalind Ortiz. I am Mary Rose's first cousin and godmother of Dana. At this time, I would like to introduce our speakers. The first one is the Mayor of Teaneck, Mohammed Hamdoun.
Good morning. It's with a heavy heart and great sorrow that I have to thank you for coming and paying your respects to the Trinidad family. Caitlin, Dana, Melissa, Allison, and Audi were part of the Teaneck family. 5 weeks ago, as I learned what happened, I found myself seeing all of our friends and all the connections that were made with the family. We cheered for them as they played soccer. We cheered for them as they played baseball in the Teaneck Southern Little League. And we watched them grow up. And it is at this time that I have to find what was the purpose of this happening. And I have to believe that there is a higher purpose to teach us the fragility of life and our time here and what it means to be connected to each other. In Teaneck, I think that as we see this outpouring of support and how the community has come together, we find that our purpose is to be connected to one another, to help one another, and to be there for one another. So it is with that I ask you to remember and remind Mary Rose that she is not alone, that she has all of us and we will not forget her or her family. It is at times like this that we come together as a community to honor their legacy. And at the appropriate time, the township will create a memorial for the Trinidad family that will honor them in the fashion that they deserve. Please remember Mary Rose in your prayers. Thank you all for coming. God bless you all.
Our next speaker is Craig Morton.
Good morning. With heavy hearts and open arms, Fairleigh Dickinson University embraces its local community during this most difficult time. Our thoughts, prayers, and deepest sympathies go out to the family members and friends of the beloved victims, and we are here to do all that we can to support you. There are no words to relieve the pain of these losses, but the joy these lives brought to all of you here today will continue to live in our hearts forever. Thank you.
Dr. Christopher Irving, Superintendent of Schools for Teaneck, is our next speaker.
As we are gathered here today, I represent the 3,800 students of our public school system, and on behalf of our Board of Education, our board members, we extend to you, Mary Rose, and the Trinidad family, our deepest and sincere condolences, but more importantly, our deepest love. Our deepest love and appreciation for allowing your 4 girls to be a part of our school family. As I thought deeply about what to say today, I wanted to borrow from the scripture, and I wanted to use Ecclesiastes. In the passage in Ecclesiastes 3 states, there is a season for everything, a reason and a season under the heavens, a time to be born, a time to pass, a time to tear down, and a time to build, a time to weep, and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones, and a time to gather them. And Mrs. Trinidad, while I did not know your daughters, or your husband, or you, what I have known in the last few weeks that I have been in Teaneck have been the countless students and parents who've come to me and shared the stories about your 4 wonderful girls. They've shared stories about how your girls helped them in classes and with their studies. They shared stories with me about how great athletes your girls were, the jokes and the games that they played. They shared with me how involved you and your husband were in the work that your kids did in their schools, to the PTOs, to the PTAs here at Teaneck. And I would hope, in the midst of this very difficult time that you and your family are experiencing, that you find time in the season, as we grieve, to remember the laughs, the smiles, the love, and the joy that your girls and your husband certainly gave. To our Teaneck Public School family, I say to you, let us please remember these 4 young women. And Mary Rose, I guarantee you and promise you, you will never forget them. The Board of Education is committed to ensuring that we enshrine them as part of our community, not just today, but forever. Thank you for being here. God bless you.
Councilman of Bergenfield, Mr. Arvin Montorio.
Miss Rose, Trinidad, we can never really know what you are going through. And we will not ever say that we understand the depth of your sorrow, because we don't, and we can't. These are the times that remind us that life is fleeting. These are the moments that tell us to embrace our loved ones a little bit tighter and give us the courage to show our love for each other. I invite you to find solace in God's eternal words, and I borrow a quote from the Bible. And the Bible tells us not to lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our life and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. Since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Know that we, your extended family, brought together here by this unspeakable loss, will be here for you long after you bury your loved ones. We, the Filipino community, your Tina community, your church, and all the people that came here today to express their loved ones, and those who are not here physically but know what you are going through, will continue praying for you and your loved ones. If you need anything, we will be here for you. Now let me end by quoting one of the famous lines in the book of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Those we love never truly leave us hurt. These are the things that death cannot touch. May God bless you and your family.
Mr. Basil Hamilton, godfather of Alice in Trinidad.
Good morning, everyone. It's kind of rough for me today. It's a sad day in the community, and it's a very sad day for Mary Rose. My name is Basil Hamilton. I met Mary Rose many years ago. I would like to tell you a story of the life I knew. The Trinidad family is a loving, kind, generous family, always willing to help, always willing to feed you, making sure that you're always happy. Mary Rose and Audie were second parents to my kids. They treated my sons like they were own. Drove them to school in the morning, picked them up in the evening. The Trinidad family was dedicated to all the friends of my kids who came to Mary Rose's house. She would feed them and treat them gracefully. I first met Mary Rose in 1987 and met Audie a couple of years later. From this great union came 4 beautiful girls: Nikki, Dana, Allison, Ben. It's a sad story, but I'll tell you. Nikki, the oldest, who is in college, said to her parents that when I'm finished with my college, I would like to pay the tuition for my youngest sisters. Isn't that a wonderful daughter? Isn't that love? Mary Rose was a loving mother to her kids. She worked nights at Bethesda and spent the days picking up her kids from school and making sure they are happy. Mary Rose dedicated her life to taking care of her daughter. Audie, a loving father, loved his 4 angels dearly. The 4 angels were very respectful, obedient, smart, pretty, and they were loved by many in the community. Mary Rose was a very loving daughter to her parents, and 9th of August is the 1-year anniversary of the death of her mom. And today, Mary Rose is burying a complete family. Audie was a loving son to his parents. His father died a couple of years ago, but his Mama, is still here with us today. And today, Mama is going to bury her son and her grandkids. The Trinidad family was very religious. They attended St. Anastasia's Church in Teaneck. They took part in different activities, and Audie was the usher at the church. The Trinidad family was also a fast family. They took part in different activities, and Audie was a member of the dance group. We will miss our family dearly. He called me Baz, never say Baz. Hi Baz, how are you doing? He will always lend me some tool or willing to help me to fix something I'm working on. The death of Audie and the girls is a great loss to me and my family and the other families and everyone who knew them. They will be greatly missed. But we have Mary Rose with us, and we will have to support her with prayers, love, and the best way we can. God bless everyone. Thank you.
Our last speaker is the aunt of Mary Rose, Lydia Agus.
Welcome, everyone. On behalf of Mary Rose, the Trinidad, and the Balocana family, I want to thank all of you for being here with us. The love and support we have received from everyone, near or far, the love and support we have received from everyone, near or far, has been immeasurable as we grieve for the loss of our loved ones, Audie, Caitlin, Dana, Melissa, and Allison. Losing someone you love is never easy, but when it is taken away at such a young age, like these 4 children, it is more difficult and sad. Let us make sure that this present scene is not how we remember Audie, Caitlin, Dana, Allison, and Melissa. These 5 souls are so much more than the news story of the tragedy that brings us all together today. Audie Trinidad lived a dream of every American immigrant. He served his adopted country with honor and dignity by joining the U.S. Navy. When he left the service, he met Mary Rose, and they fell in love. Audie was faithful, loving, and devoted husband. Together they were blessed with 4 beautiful children. Caitlin, or Nikki as I lovingly call her, Dana, Allison, and Melissa. These 4 children meant to the world to Audie. He was father with vision and strong principles. He led by example as he mentored his children. He was a hard worker for the U.S. Postal Service. He loved God. He was a loving man whose faith guided his words and his deeds. He was a friend to so many. Nikki was supposed to start her third year in nursing school this September. Her positive attitude and beautiful smile are what I will remember most about her. A few months ago, when I was sick in the hospital, he came to visit me, and she informed me that she was going back to school. She came close to me and hugged me and gave me a kiss. As I returned the hug and kiss, I whispered to her ears, "I love you, sweetheart. Take care, be good, and study well." She responded, "I love you too, Lola. Don't worry, I'm doing good in school." She moved back, and before walking away, she waved her hand, blew me a kiss, and smiled. Had I known this was the last moment I would spend with her, I would have not let her go. Dana always seemed to be a shy and quiet girl. It warms my heart to know that she was dear to so many. She also had a bright future ahead of her, determined, smart, and charismatic. There is nothing that would stop her as she climbed her way up to the top. Allison and Melissa were fiercely protective of each other. They were always together, but they each had their own personalities. Even though they were identical twins, you could definitely tell them apart, but only if they stood side by side. I will fondly remember spending birthdays, Thanksgiving, Christmases, and Easters together, especially the way my grandnieces would play with my grandchildren during these family gatherings. These four girls became the bright, kind, and joyous kids that we knew because of the strong values and unconditional love provided by Mary Rose and Odie. Their loving Grandma Natividad Trinidad, contributed to so much for the upbringing of these children. She took care of each one of them since their birth. She taught them the meaning of respect, helpful, and loving one another. She even taught them how to cook Filipino food. And to my dearest Mary Rose, please know that I made a promise to your father, my brother Normie, 8 years ago as he laid in the hospital with a respirator. He asked the nurse for a pen and a pencil. Help your Auntie Jillian, that's his wife, Mary Rose's mother, to take care of the kids when I am gone. Manang Normie is gone, and so is your mother, Jillian. When I first saw you in the hospital, I gave you a kiss and a hug. You responded with a cry, and you said, "I am now alone, Auntie." I responded, "No, sweetheart, you are not alone. I am here. We are all here, your brothers and your friends. Above all, faith will help us through." As the saying goes, when sadness is so great, like a river too wide to cross. Prayers and your faith will build a bridge that will carry you through. And we will be there for you to carry through. But before I close, I would like to extend my wholehearted thanks to everyone for your prayers, your sympathies, and condolences. Special thanks to the town of Teaneck for the manpower and assistance they have extended to us. To Father Herman, who works so hard, and for his spiritual guidance and assistance, and to the Filipino-American Association of Teaneck, led by Mr. Ballesteros. And now, as we lay them to rest, let us think back and remember how Audie, Caitlin, Dana, Allison, and Melissa touch our lives. Let us be thankful for the special moments that we shared with them. They are now at a safer place and in the hands of the Lord. Eternal rest grant unto them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon them. May they all rest in peace. Thank you.
At this time, there is one more condolence. From the state of New Jersey, they send their warm-hearted condolences. The President of the Senate, Stephen Sweeney, and the Speaker of the General Assembly, Craig Coughlin, with this plaque, giving Mary Rose their condolences.